see that cold front moving in. Good day, internet. How's it going? A blanket of clouds is moving in quick. What's going on? Yeah. Bumper bashing. Fender bender. Can smell the cholesterol. Yeah, so can you guys see I got new mirrors for this boy? I wasn't too fond of the big bug eye stick out things. I think it looks a lot better. They're a lot more neat. A lot more cute and dainty. So this video is not going to be like a review of any sorts. It's just my 2 cents of what is what, you know. I'm going to run through why I chose the Duke. To get started, at the end of the day, and I'm sure everyone will know, for me it all came down to funds. I need new gloves, look at that. These things basically ripped overnight. Cops. God, got some jazz beats going. So as I was saying, yeah, funding. This was the nice thing about the Duke, is that it gave me what it's got for its money. It was definitely a good deal. So I guess to follow on, another reason why I got this bike, and I mean it's going to get a little convoluted, but just bear with me guys. Like, I love riding all motorbikes. I mean it's a lot of fun. Anyone that rides bikes will understand that. I have a fond love for riding bikes off-road, you know, in adventures, and just, you know, in a sense being a little bit of a hooligan. I had a dual sport before I got this bike. And I'll be honest, I was looking at other dual sports, but just a bit of an upgrade, you know, like a bit of a bigger engine capacity. Just, I had basically outgrown, I'd basically outgrown my old bike, and I was just looking for something a little bit bigger. Problem is, when you got a dual sport, as soon as you're getting any bigger in engine capacity, the bloody bike gets bigger as well. And I'm not exactly a tall fella, as some would say. Granted, I'm not a midget. I'm a little bit below average. So with the bigger dual sports, the bikes just became bigger. Like, I mean, physically taller. So much so that I went to go try a few out, and my tiny little legs couldn't reach the damn floor. So that was a bit of a problem, considering this was going to be a daily commuter. But, you know, at the end of the day, I had no choice but to kind of write that idea off. Looked at supermotos, but supermotos are just nowhere near to be found, you know. And if you do find a second-hand one, it's been ridden to shit, so it's not exactly a good idea. And a brand new supermoto was literally like 3 times the price of this guy. Yeah, supermotos were essentially out of the question. The day I was checking out one of the supermotos, the salesman let me sit on his sport bike, and I won't lie, it was quite uncomfortable, the whole leaning across the gas tank, lying down riding thing. So I don't really like the whole lying across the gas tank thing, but however, boy did I fit in this thing well. My legs could touch the floor, and I did not feel scared having to sit on it at all, I guess. That led me to believe maybe I should go with something a little bit more sporty. One day in the future, if things allowed for it, I could get a dirt bike, you know? Have 2 bikes. Be a lucky boy. With the sport bike idea in mind, I basically went and checked things out, and the Duke kept popping up, so I decided to take it for a test spin, and I had a lot of fun. Sport bike world was different to me, but you know, at the end of the day, it is being used as a daily commuter to work and back, and that was this primary thought. So, how's this house? It's round. Ah, shit, I forgot what I was saying. Maybe it'll come back to me. Things really do look ugly in winter, hey? Doesn't do anything any justice. Back to my story and why I chose the Duke. One of the things is that I could fit on it, you know, I could sit on it quite comfortably, my legs could touch the floor, and I wasn't actually uncomfortable with the idea of a sport bike. It's the closest thing I could get to a supermoto. But then it brings me to my next point, you know, like why the Duke out of all the sport bikes and all of the other options? See, like I'm going into like this whole story mode where I don't really want to tell you stories, I just want to like point out kind of facts. So I'm going to tell you a bit of reasoning and a bit of whys, but I'm going to try to keep it short and to the point. I have a tendency to ramble. Let's see if we can get a nice view going here. Basically Johannesburg, guys. Indulge yourselves. So yeah, I guess the Duke popped out to me because frankly I like the dashboard. I like the idea of its electronics and I guess its newisms. I guess, yeah, I like its modernism. It's something that I don't really have too much of in my life, so I'm amped on that. I really like the dash. Like it's nice, it stands out my face, it gives me options of things to do, pushing buttons. I like to push the buttons. That was one of the things that stood out, as well as its shape. I mean, it's just a sexy looking bike, you know. I mean, you look at it from the side and all angles, it's unique and it's different, and it's just, I think it's just KTM. Little baby Super Duke, as someone would compare it to. Oh, ran out of revs. As I said earlier, I didn't like those mirrors, so I changed those out. I think it's quite a common change. I haven't fiddled too much with the lever settings. You can see there, the levers have settings on it. I actually kind of like it where they came. I'm going to try to show you. No. One of the things I like about this bike is the fact that it's got like a little pillion seat behind me. Not because I want to carry passengers, it's just more so I feel more secure on the bike. The impending feeling that you would slide off the back of the seat and just, you know, let the bike disappear in front of you. So it's a nice reassurance that the bike's got for me, you know. Some big houses. So to cap it off so far, it's a combination of money, seat height, styling, power. That was initially it. Just the reason why I got a bigger bike was an upgrade in power. Yeah, the styling and the comfort. So I mean, that's quite a few factors already of why I'm liking this bike. I've owned it for 3 months, so this is like a 90-day review, but it's not a review. Don't forget, guys, not a review. This is just a couple of likes and dislikes. Speaking of that, like and share this video, guys. So to even things out a bit, one of the things that I don't like about the bike, apart from the mirrors, is the tailpiece. You can't see it, maybe the shadow will show you. No, the tail type of this bike is just way longer than it should be. It sticks out like a rusty nail. That's how I feel about it. I look at it and I'm like, you know, it's just a bit of an eyesore. It could be cleaned up. Ooh, security. Run out of revs very quickly in this first gear. That's why I've been trying second gear wheelies. This thing gets up and going, it doesn't stay there. One of the things about this bike I feel indifferent about, that makes sense, eh? Is the exhaust. I like it and I don't like it. Let me elaborate. I like it because it sounds mean. Got some noise to it. It does sound pretty power. However, guys, when you put a new exhaust on this bike, it just sounds way better. I think that will probably be my final mod. It's busy around these parts. It's a nice little road to ride on. The trees. once again, in summer must be really nice. So I must say, it does take a lot of getting used to this bike. Easy to ride, it's tricky to master. That makes sense, eh? Right? Right. Like, it's super easy to ride. It's not too powerful. It's nippy, which makes it perfect for city riding. It's not stupid fast. It's not 1000cc over the top. Why have 1000cc's in a motorbike, you know? That kind of thing. I don't know if any of you know this, but the nice thing also, this is the European mod. So you can see my indicators are small little LED guys, not the big fat chunky boys that the Americans have to have. So it just makes the overall, it's weird. It just makes the overall aesthetics of a bike a lot more neater and cleaner. I mean, like, this bike is unique in its styling, and that's why I love it, you know. On my old bike, I think in the 2 years of me owning it, I had one compliment from like an old man who used to ride one similar back in his heyday kind of thing. This bike I've had for 3 months, and I get a compliment almost once a week on it. As petty as it to say, it feels good. But I'm happy with it, eh? Cold front's creeping in. Alright guys, sorry about that. My camera seems to have died, so I seem to have squeezed a couple of minutes out of it. We're just gonna quickly recap and finish this off. So as you can see, yeah, that's my little Dookie Duke. I think it looks sexy as hell. I mean, right guys, it looks good. I mean, everyone seems to think it looks good. As you can see, it's a short little compact bike, small to the ground. I mean, like, I fit on it. You can't tell, but I'm not tall. Just wanted to change out that tail piece, because as you can see, it just sticks out way too far. I mean, a little tail tidy up there. Changed out the mirrors, which I didn't like. That's it. Everything else I love about this bike. It's a lot of fun. It's nippy. It's fast. I mean, it looks good, right, guys? Eh? Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, like, subscribe, share, do all the things, you know. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.